Do you think similar thing can be replicated with small and marginal farmers who has 2 acres, 3 acres kind of thing? The integration at the farm level?
Definitely. I have heard a lot of in South India, a lot of farmers are small and who are following biodynamic, and unluckily I have not been able to visit them. But in my farm, when you come down, I don't have anything more than 1 acre of an individual crop. So I am basically doing, whether I'm doing cabbage or cauliflower, it is something like 1 meter by 60 meter, and then after about 15 days another small plot. So in cropping, I'm more like a marginal farmer than anything else. So I feel any marginal farmer, and that was my belief. And I wanted to show when people come and visit every last Saturday of a month, about 5 or 6 months, they come to see my farm. We have visitors about 60, 70 from Gujarat mainly. That is what I want to show, that even a marginal farmer of 1 or 2 acres can do exactly what I can do. He can't say that I have 5 acres, it becomes very easy for me, or 10 acres, it becomes, my cropping system is very marginal.
And what do you think government should do if India has to become like this?
You see, there was, in 2 years back, there was, the DDO had come, the collector had requested me, we are setting up in every taluka 5 organic farms, and can you help us and to set up this thing. And I had offered my services, but they didn't revert back to me. So what they really need to do is to locate such farms, organic farms, in a district or in a taluka, and to let the farmers who really want to change, or or to show the farmers that there is a way, because my productivity is as good as any chemical farmer, or even better in many crops. So, and if you're not spraying, like I am not spraying anything, if I'm not spraying, they're saving a lot of money and time. So this can be really promoted in a taluka and a district. It has to come from really from the agriculture department, and also the head of the taluka or the district, the collector or the DDO. And they want to do it, but they're just too busy on many other matters, and they're not been able to do all this. But they have especially Gujarat, have a scheme of something like this. They are trying to promote organic farming, but they haven't not made any way forward.
And in terms of policies, what do you think which will help farmers?
I think one of the major things, if they are the government of India or any other government giving subsidies to fertilizers and other things, they should give the same kind of subsidies to organic manures and cakes and rock phosphate or bone meal. If that is given to the farmer, there will be a lot of big conversion. A lot of in the municipalities and all that, and vegetable market, the things are being disposed, not into composting, just disposed in some odd place. If that can be regularized and all that, many people will turn into organic. And the need is, the general saying is, how many will come to organic farming? Do we have enough organic matter? Let's forget all that. Let's start with something. Let's stop wasting the organic matter which is lying all over, and let's start using it. And when that problem comes of no organic matter, we'll think again what we have to do. But as of we need the support from the government to give subsidies and see that the organic farmer is also not he's not in a kind of thing that he is not getting the subsidy and others are getting it.
One complaint by many farmers is that weeds have become a major problem and they are forced to use a lot of weedicides. And in your entire farm we have seen it's absolutely clean and no weed problem at all. How you are managing it?
There are two ways essentially that we are managing. One is composting. Composting is it's a process that takes a lot of time and labor. And most of the time the compost, which is never turned in the villages, is just dumped and all that, and a lot of weeds come through the composting. Now if that is turned not once but twice, you get one of the finest kind of compost which has all the bacteria and fungi which are very useful to the soil. That compost would be almost 3 times the value of a normal compost. The other advantage of the compost, when you turn it, the weed seeds, because of the temperature being different and differential, again a second time the temperature goes up, the weed seeds get killed. A large portion of them get killed. So one is to have a lot of gobar gas plants where the weed seeds are very minimum, where in turning the compost at least once and the other thing that we do, when the crop is only about 2 to 4 leaves or 4 to 8 leaves, that's the time we wait, and that's the time it takes hardly 1/4 of the time for the labor to do all that. Not only we do the weeding, but also interculture, and even if we have to pay 10 rupees more per person, we go ahead and do it, because that's the critical period, and that's how we control most of our weeds in our fields.
Another complaint people make is that organic or biodynamic farming is labor intensive. So what do you feel?
In some ways, I would agree with that. It is expensive because of the weeding, one of the major cause, and the weeding and other cultural practices take up a lot of our time, and labor is getting very scarce. Even after paying maybe 200 rupees, it's difficult to get labor in Gujarat also. A lot of people are getting, now the workers are getting partnership in many other places. So it is costly, but you are saving money somewhere else in that respect, because if you're getting as good yields as any other chemical farmer, and if you can get about maybe 15-20% little higher price, will compensate. And of course, in that respect, your soil is improving every year, and that's the plus point on.
And if it is an increase in the cost, that can be, I think we can think of a mechanism of subsidizing it by the government and all. But is it laborious process? Is it more labor intensive? You need more labor, and then physically it is more difficult to do organic farming compared to the chemical farming?
No, physically no.
Physically,
because the soil is so porous in course of time. When we see any chemical farm and see the soil, some of these soils are so hard with so much salt in them, and no biolife, no earthworm. It's almost like a dead soil. Because you're saying, I'll just like to tell you one example. We had gone with our guru, Peter Proctor, who teaches us biodynamic farming, to Himmatnagar and little beyond that. And we had gone there to teach them biodynamic thing. And we visited a farm, and I was talking to the old man who was about 82. I said, sir, when you were farming 50 years ago, how was the land and what did you crop? And he said, we were doing about 2-3 acres of wheat. And I said, what was the source of water? He said, the well, which was about just 60 feet down, and we would pull it with bullocks. And how many irrigations? He said, about 4 irrigations would be enough for a wheat crop. Then I talked to his grandson, who was about 18, 19 years old. And I said, how is you? And 1 minute, and what was seed weight? About 25 kilos per bigha, and 40 kilos per acre. And then I talked to his grandson, and he said, oh, he had such a different impression on his face, expression on his face. He said, I pulled the water from way into, I think it was 450 feet down. I have got two bores, 2 pumps, 20 horsepower each, and I pull it out, and I said, how many irrigations? I was amazed. 14 irrigations. And I said, what are the yields? 30 quintals per hectare, and which his grandfather was getting the same amount. So we went out to see seed weight, 75 kilos per bigha. That would add up to about 120 kilos per acre. And when we went out to see his crop, he didn't have any tillering. And Rachel, who was with me, she said in the evening, the God was looking from the top and trying to find which crop is growing down below. He was confused whether it was wheat or something else. Why the wheat hasn't got any tillers? So this is a condition that is in North Gujarat, many places. And we could see his soil covered with salts on the top, cracks all over, and we lifted a lump of soil. I would say it was as hard as a rock, because the soil had dried and there was no moisture. It was so hard, you could literally kill someone with that. So this is the situation of most of the chemical farmers.
So one last question. There is a mad mechanization going on now all across the country. What do you feel, and then what is the optimization of mechanization that is needed?
You see, I was in South Korea for the IFOM, World IFOM meeting, and I was meeting some of the South Korean farmers. I said, what's your acreage? And most of the people said we just got about 6 to 8 acres of land. And they had a small cooperative getting together, and they had very small machinery, probably done in there or from Germany they got. So they were sharing those small machineries. Small tractors, small machinery, no, large tractors having 55 horsepower or 60 horsepower are going to compact our soil. Most of the people, because of weed problem, they use a rotavator. Rotavator is the last thing that we think about in organic farming, because it really spoils the structure of the soil. We believe in the structure of the soil. If the structure is good, rotavator will kill all the earthworms. This is what is happening with the large tractors coming in, and the combines which are 110 horsepower, compacting the soil. I think this is really bad.
Yeah, one final from my side. What is the secret of success? Success behind?
I think 2,500 years ago, Confucius said, the best fertilizer is the footsteps of the farmer on his land. And truly, I have followed that. Every morning I walk my field, 40 acres. I walk around my field, every plot, and it tells me something every day. Sometimes the man has not irrigated a small half a plot, and he goes out on leave. The next man comes, he's irrigating some other place. If I don't walk on my field, I won't know what is happening. The wild boars have come, or the monkeys have eaten something else. So if I walk in my field, that acts like the best fertilizer. And that is my secret of my success, walking in my field and enjoying every part of it. And I'm blessed with good workers, I'm blessed with a good wife, I'm blessed with good friends and good teachers. That's my success.